So today we are going to talk about the urgent message regarding Social Security and how the Social Security insolvency date has now been moved up. The title of this video is not meant to scare you. The title of this video is meant to keep you informed about what is actually happening at this time. Now, I just want to come out and say that the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, they came out and told us that the Social Security insolvency date has been moved up. They told us this on Wednesday. Now, why am I making this video for Friday morning? Well, the reason why I'm making this is simple. Because I wanted to do a little bit more research. I wanted to get more reports from the CBO as to why we are seeing the insolvency date get moved up. So that's what I've done, and that's what I want to share with you today. Now, I say that this is not meant to scare you. It's meant to keep you updated and informed, because we cannot get all of our facts from lawmakers that are currently attempting to reach a deal on the debt ceiling in Social Security and Medicare. We can't get all of our facts from them because they're in the middle of a fight. They're not going to tell us what we need to know. They're only going to tell us what they want us to know. So, this is what I've told you guys before. If you are questioning anything, whether it's on CNN or Fox News or Reuters or even here on this channel, go and do your own research, okay? Because if you can see it with your own eyes, you'll take the time and understand things, this will make everything so much clearer and so much better for you. So, this is why I want to share with you what the recent CBO report said earlier on this week. In the report from the Congressional Budget Office, they stated this, and I quote, "Social Security will become insolvent 1 year sooner than expected. Now it is set for 2033. They also went on to add, the Social Security solvency date, the exhaustion date for the trust fund, is now within the budget window, which is actually 10 years. That is why we're getting this report now, okay? But why is the insolvency date moving forward, not backwards? Shouldn't it be moving backwards? Because that's what all lawmakers are attempting to do right now, is to make sure Social Security and Medicare don't become insolvent. Well, it's actually quite simple why it's actually moving up. The biggest one is due to the recent cost of living adjustment for 2023. The COLA of 8.7%, this is huge because the amount of money going out has increased. But this is only part of the problem, right? The other part of the problem is the revenue, the amount of revenue that's coming in. Well, here's what we know. According to the Congressional Budget Office, they're saying that normally high inflation leads to higher wage growth. Unfortunately, this isn't the case here. This is not what the Federal Reserve wants. When we see higher inflation, and again, let me just point this out because we saw this in 2021. This was part of the worry. We were going to see higher inflation, and as we saw higher inflation, we're going to see higher wages. That is something called a wage price spiral. As wages go up, so we move the prices of products up, which again means inflation's going up. And as the prices of products going up, guess what? We need more money. We need higher wages. So wages go up, prices go up. Wages, prices, wages, prices, wages, prices. I can keep doing this. Wages, prices. You get it, right? That's what would happen. So the CBO is saying normally, in times of high inflation, it leads to higher wage growth. And it did. But that is something that the Federal Reserve has really cracked down on. They have raised rates so high, it makes it hard for companies to grow in a time like this, right? Because how do we make money? We make money by bringing on debt. That's how we make money. And again, this isn't financial advice. Don't go get yourself into debt because, the guy said, that's how you make money. That is technically how we make money, but don't go and do it. All right? Again, not financial advice. Now, here's what we do know. Wages were supposed to go up, right? And as wages go up, that means we will make more money from the revenue coming in from wages. Here's the problem. According to the recent CPI report that came out earlier this week, it said that year over year wage growth has declined by 1.8%. Because of this, we are not seeing as much revenue coming in the Social Security revenue coming in comes from wages that are taxed up until $160,200 for 2023. Again, this is something that the Biden administration says nobody making less than $400,000 per year will see a penny more in taxes. Well, there's a gap between 160 and 400. So we're going to see what happens with that. But as of right now, there's no real negotiations happening as to how we're going to increase this tax. So higher costs and lower revenue is the number one worry that we had coming into 2023. Unfortunately, now this has become a reality. Now, I said this earlier this week as well, but I want to make sure everybody understands what is happening. And that is that more baby boomers are also going to be retiring in the coming years. So if Social Security is already moving up 1 year, their insolvency date is going up 1 year, what do you think is going to happen as more baby boomers decide to retire? Right? This is going to bring on more costs associated with paying out these benefits. And if this happens, according to a recent report, the insolvency date will likely get pushed forward another 1 to 2 years. So originally, the insolvency date for Social Security, this was 2019, 2020. They said this was going to be in 2035. Okay, well, that's in 12 years. And then we got reports that no, it actually got moved up because during the whole pandemic, more people decided to retire, collect Social Security benefits, and some people weren't working. So, well, guess what? It got moved up 1 year. Okay, then come 2023, actually just earlier this week, and the CBO says it's actually 2033, not 2034. So now it's only 10 years away. But according to the reports, if more people are pushed into retirement because they are baby boomers, guess what? That would push the insolvency date up 1 to 2 years. So instead of 2033, it could potentially be 2032 or, worst case scenario, 2031, which is just 8 years away. So this is why it's such a big deal. And one other thing that you need to be well aware of is what is coming up in the 2024 elections. This I thought was interesting. I read a handful of reports over the past week, and it is believed by some lawmakers that they don't want, it's believed that lawmakers don't want to make any changes to Social Security just yet. Here's why. They say, or some reports are saying that lawmakers would rather wait. They're being quiet here, but they would rather wait until the 2024 election, until after that, then tell the American people that there's going to be cuts to future generations. For instance, and this is what one article said, is that baby boomers are likely safe. They're not going to see any cuts whatsoever. But when it comes to Gen Z, when it comes to millennials or Generation X, those will be the ones that will see a cut if nothing happens to Social Security. So, good news if you are a baby boomer, and I know I have a lot of people here on this channel that fall within that age group. So, if you are a baby boomer, there's a good chance that if there are cuts, it's not going to happen to you. You are going to miss that. Okay, so that's good news there. But for Gen Z, for millennials, and for Generation X, you guys, and myself included, would be part of that where we wouldn't see our full 100% benefit. It would probably be something closer to 70 to maybe 80%. So that's what we're hearing at this time. Again, this is why this is so urgent, because if we don't get something fixed soon, the problem is only going to worsen. That's at least what we know from the Congressional Budget Office. So as soon as we get more information as to what is going on there, I promise I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.